Texas Republican Congresswoman and member of the House Doge Caucus, Congresswoman Beth Van Duyne. Congresswoman, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Good afternoon. No, it is good morning still. Congresswoman, this is
still morning even on the East Coast.
Yeah, still morning, especially in Texas. This hearing coming at a time when Elon Musk has become really the new boogeyman for the left, drawing attacks from Democrats who see him as an easy target to paddle Trump with. Tell us, did anyone land a blow on the integrity of Doge this week?
I don't think so. I think it was actually an embarrassment for the Democrats. I mean, again, you've got House Republicans that are going after this waste, fraud, and abuse and trying to figure out how to uncover it, how to stop it. You know, when Marjorie Taylor Greene mentions we've got over a $36 trillion debt, we have to stop it. And yet the only thing that you heard from Democrats were not about the debt, not about the waste, not about the fraud and the obvious abuse, but only complaining about Elon Musk and how young his brilliant engineers are. These are people who in the last several weeks have uncovered so much waste, so much abuse. I mean, we're talking about those witnesses that they really should have paid attention to, they really should have asked questions from. We're talking about simple solutions, such as a simple identification verification process, that if you just ID'd and you just verify people's ID, how that could stop nearly $1 trillion in abuse and wasted spending. Just by that, why were they not jumping on top of that? Why were they not looking at the fact that we've got countries that are taking advantage of our weak system, countries like North Korea and China and Russia that are stealing our benefits from our American citizens? They weren't outraged by that. The only thing they wanted to concentrate on was Elon Musk, and Elon Musk being unelected. You're not looking at all of these other actors, all these other bureaucrats that are unelected. They just wanted to shoot the messenger, and they refused to listen to the message. And you got to ask why. Is it because they and their cronies and their donors and their friends have been benefiting from these slush funds? You just got to ask the question why.
Yeah, that's what we're starting to ask. Congresswoman, I want to talk about some of the waste Doge has uncovered. We're learning more about now. We're looking trans surgeries in Vietnam. We have $4.6 million grant to the Wuhan lab through EcoHealth Alliance, $160 million to fix Afghanistan's payment system, $45 million on DEI scholarships in Burma. I mean, we can go on and on. Some of this stuff, $2 million for sex changes, LGBTQ activism in Guatemala. I mean, Americans have learned more in the last week or so about where their money is going than I think they ever could have even dreamed about. And some of this stuff is just staggering to see where all of this money is going. What was your reaction when you first learned about how USAID is being spent?
Well, don't forget about the millions of dollars, too, for Anthony Fauci Museum, right? I mean, because that's necessary in our country. That's going to benefit people. No, we've seen this waste. We've talked about it. But it's actually, we have just started scratching the surface in a month. Imagine how much we will uncover. Just think about how much fraud is in Medicaid, how much fraud is in Medicare. We are really just starting to scratch the surface. But again, we should be doing this as a Congress, both Democrats and Republicans jumping on this, because why would we want to waste our taxpayer money? We have got to get down to the bottom of this if we are looking at all to get, to start paying off the $36 trillion in debt, to look at the deficit. We have been fiscal hawks in the last 2 years, at least on Ways and Means and some of our other committees, trying to scratch the wasteful government spending, looking at how much waste just since COVID we have spent, whether or not it's out of the Small Business Administration, whether it's the 24% of some of the shady suspect payments that have been coming out of our Treasury, and considering that 90% of the payments come out of Treasury and 24% right now are suspect, we have to look at that. But again, we should be looking at this from a bipartisan manner. Elon Musk, I think that focus is greatly needed. This is why you see so much excitement on the Republicans that we actually have an administration who's willing to work with us on this. But it's got to be a partnership. I think when you see Congress putting together a budget that's looking at $4.5 trillion in cuts, when you start thinking about the Doge effort and what that's going to do, I think for the first time, it's realistic that we can start cutting some of the debt. But at the same token, we can't lose our momentum and allow just the spew of Elon Musk from the Democrats to stop it.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.